Well, good morning, fishy people. I'm back again fishing. 2 days on trot. Get in. Right, as you've probably guessed, I am back here at Hayfield Lakes for another go at the Carpa Qualifier. I can't remember how many goes I've had, 6 or 7, 6, I'm not sure. But you've got to get 8 in. I think there's 4 left. I've not done very well at all this year at Hayfield. It hasn't just been me struggling. Even when people have qualified, you look at rest at weights, it's people are catching in certain areas. They seem to be moving a little bit. They've been catching in areas they haven't normally caught in. It's just a bit of an unknown at the minute. Really cold yesterday, mild today. It's 8 degrees today. But I've seen a few fish splashing about on Adams here. Let's just get qualified here. Let's get to that bloody final. God's sake. I'm not beating myself up from yesterday, but I had a chance yesterday. Golden rod. Don't ever dwell on when you've not qualified for it or anything. Give yourself a telling off. Move on. That's what I say. I've thoroughly enjoyed the golden rod series, met loads of people, had a good crack and enjoyed the fishing. That's it. It would be just great to final. So that's what I'm trying to do today. We'll see where we get drawn and just see how many fishes we can catch. I just don't know. I don't know where I want to be. I mean, Adams seems to be doing all right. I don't want wind in my face. I'd like to have a nice waggler peg because they've been catching quite well on waggler. I don't know. Let's see. I've got some soft pellets. I've got micros all done. I might put a bit of ground bait up. We'll see. We'll see where we get drawn. Got options. I've got kitchen sink it back. We've got options. It's usually a pretty simple day at Hayfield. It's usually a waggler, a bomb and a method. That's how most of the people have been catching and qualifying. Don't get me wrong. There's the odd person has caught on pole, and you can do very well on pole. Another option. But how much do you set up? So there we go. We'll be drawing now. Let's go see where to get drawn and let's get qualified. Yeah! Testing, testing, testing. Yes, we do. Right, peg 9 Adams. Never fished it, so let's give it a go. I don't know what I'm going to do. I do know there's some big perch in there, quite short. There's some nice skimmers and plenty of carp. I don't know. I'm not unhappy with that. I've got lots of room. Let's just see how we get on, eh? Let's get down there and I'll decide what I'm going to do while I'm down there. Right, 10 minutes to go. I'm all ready. Peg 9 on Adams. Right, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? It looks like everybody's doing exactly what they've been doing week in, week out. Bomb waggler method, from what I can see up. I've actually set a pole up. I've only set one rig up. Some lovely skimmers in here. I'll show you what my plan is. Hey, here we go. Top 2 and 3 down here. It's about 7 foot. Nice slope, nice and hard. Gone there. I do know you can get some nice purchase stuff from around here. Carp topping out there. Big splash. We've got the lovely Andy Kinder over there. Yeah, splashing again, splashing again. So I've got a crosswind, not ideal for waggler because your waggler will move. You want it to stay dead still. So I'm top 2 and 3 down here, about 7 foot. I'm going to feed a line at about 13 or 14 meters with corn, and then I'm going to have that'll be out of the way. I'm going to have like a corn line. I haven't decided which side to go, so like a corn line at 13 or 14 meters, and then I'm going to have like my waggler and method line out here. And I can search about. I've got lots of room. I can have a chuck round here, anywhere around here. So there's lots of room. I know you're thinking, wow, but for some reason they don't like this pegging. They reckon there's no fish here. What a load of rubbish. There's got to be some fish here. There's got to be. So I can. It's only a little method. I can chuck that about wherever I want. Have a look about. See if there's any fishies. Dead simple. There we go. So a bit of ground bait to keep that short line off. I can use it around a little method. I've got micros, got some maggots, dead maggots and pellets. Got to get my corn out and soft pellets for skimmers, obviously wafters and stuff like that. So there we go. I'm not going to say it's dead simple because there's 3 rods set up. Actually I set 4 rods. I don't know why I've got one set up and I'm thinking, what have I got to set that one up for? What an idiot. But I could use it for skimmers if I wanted. So yeah, 3 rods and a rig for there. Andy was telling me, he says there's nothing showing short, and I can see why, because it's not as clear as Ireland, but it's been bloody cold this week. Don't know, you know what it's like in winter. I'm happy with this short line here, and I can do the rest as I want. Target weight, it'd be lovely to get 70 pound. I think that's what we're going to probably need. We just don't know. It might fish really hard because of all that frost we've had, so just don't know at this time of year, folks, do we? So there we go, 6 minutes. Let me get this camera set up, let me get my jacket back on, because I'm not staying. I'm only like this because I've been walking up this hill up and down with all my gear. So I've got a bit of a sweat on. There's nothing worse than sweating in winter, and then when you sat for an hour and cooling down, you freeze. So take your layers off, put up with a bit of cold start with, put your layers back on. Bit of advice, sounding very grown up. Right, there we go, off we go. Right, been on method bomb and waggler, not had a sign anywhere. So I've gone on to my short line, tried pellet to start with. I did have a skimmer. I've just put double maggot on, and I've had a nice perch. Oh, this is a proper slab. That's a proper slab. Get in. I'll have them. Yes. Come on, the brains. Look at that. That's a proper slab, isn't it? So we'll have them, folks. I gave it a good hour, an hour and 15. Can't get that one out, can't get my finger in. He's got to be a good 3 pound or so. Might be a bit more, it feels heavy in my hand. So I can't keep the waggler still enough for that crosswind, and I'm sure if I could, because I've seen 1 or 2 fish splashing, I'm sure if I could I'd definitely get some. I know Andy's had 1 on waggler, and those 2 guys have had 1 on the waggler. But I didn't put a lot of feeding on this short line. I probably put a golf ball size, not even quite that size, of ground bait and a few micros and a few maggots. Left it an hour or so, then I put a little ball of micros in, and I'm not feeding anything until, oh, I didn't see that maggot there, until I think it needs a refeed. So we'll see how I get on. I'm happy catching those. What I will say is there's hell of a tow on it. I've got my hood up, folks, because it's a bit nippy with this wind, so I know you can't see my face. My lovely face. We all like to see my lovely face. Lovely face. So I've got to stick with this. Oh, what a carp! That's just taking mickey, that, innit? That must have been a double-figure carp straight in front of me. That's not fair, that. I've not seen a sign of a carp anywhere. I am feeding some corn, bang in line with where that carp was, at about 13 or 14 metres. There you go, it's gone under again. So there is fish here. People saying there's no fish. There's some fish. They're not the fish I want, really. I want carps. Oh, another perch. Another perchy. So, you know, rather than sit it out and not catch anything, I'd rather keep catching these, because you just never know. Hey, nice little perch. You never know what weight you can build up. I'll keep feeding my carp lines. I'll have another look on that later, and we'll see how we get on. So we're off the mark, folks. We're off the marks. Yeah, we all like to be off the mark. Just checking everything. I think that's want to be down there a little bit. So there you go, folks. Updates later. I've had a roach and a perch, and I've just hooked into this. It's wrapped round its fin. Although I don't mind these bream. They're lovely, them. I just love catching them. Oh, another one, look. Absolute peach. I just went on to, I fed. I didn't feed any micros. I actually fed about half a dozen soft pellets. I've got 4s and 6s. I put a 6mm on them. Missed an indication, and then it just went under lovely. Absolutely lovely. So usually you need carp on here to win. So in the last 15 minutes I've had, 15-20 minutes, I've had about £8. It won't carry on, but that's better than sat there biteless from carp. I've refed some pellets on my waggler line, and I've refed some corn on the corn line. And this wind's a bit of a pain. It's just dropped a little bit now, but it is a pain. See if we get another response. Like I said, I've not been rude. See, there's carp topping out there, but I just can't hold a waggler. I can't keep a waggler still enough. There we go. It's a get bites. I mean, if I'm getting fish, if this is another bream, I keep catching them all day. I'm well happy, folks, well happy. Putting a decent scrap up for her. I think it's a big bream. You've got to be gentle with them. You know what their mouths are like. Oh, you bloody thing. Another 3-pounder. Bloody thing. Hey? Yeah, just lost a 3-pounder there. Bloody things. Well, I looked into another one and I think this is a carp. If it's a skimmer, it's about £15. Let's hope we can get this one in, eh? Oh, it's so annoying. I think the elastic's just a tad heavy. Well, them skimmers. But I've put a 10 elastic in because I thought I might get some carp. Unbelievable, isn't it, eh? He's telling me that no carp have been short. But we don't know everything, do we, folks? And there's a right, I don't know they're reeds, I don't know what they are, but it's snaggy as anything down here. I don't like this. I've chucked my keeping it over one lot, but there's like a load of, I thought there were branches, but they're not. Something growing and it's horrible. It's just down here. Excuse me. Can't bully it because I've not got a heavy bottom. Heavy bottom? David Wood has. That'll do, folks. That'll do. Oh, yes. Get in. He's got to be £10. It's got to be. Oh, lovely jubbly. Just look at him. Belter. Just what the doctor ordered. Come on, the carps. Let's get back in. About 45 minutes or so on this. I got that carp and a few nice skimmers on soft pellet, and I just keep changing soft pellet to maggot. I've just fed a few more micros. I don't know, from my skimmer fishing adventures with Woody, you've got to be really careful with this feeding, so you know, I keep putting them in net, and in 45-50 minutes I've put £20 in, but it does feel like it's going a little bit strange. Them skimmers are not there anymore. I'm wondering whether it's that carp or does it need a bit more feed. I don't know, let's put a bit more ground bait in, leave it 10 minutes and go have a look on my corn line. These are the dilemmas, folks. These are the dilemmas. But very careful with feed. Let's just keep putting them in the net and we'll see where we end up. The thing is, it's enjoyable, this. I'm getting bites. I mean, I sat an hour and a half with no bites. Not even a liner. But at least I am getting 1 or 2 bites on this line. And it's become enjoyable. It's come from sitting on my hands thinking, what have I got to do to get a bite, to suddenly have £20 in net. So maggot seems to be the perch. Oh, that's just bumped off. Maggot seems to be perch. I know I did have a big bream on maggot, but they're loving the maggots of them perch. I didn't realise there were bream like that in here. They're mighty breams, aren't they? Belters. Cushy belter, double cushers. Whatever that means. And I think that carp that I've caught, I forgot to mention it, I bet it was that one that showed its face about 8 metres away from where I'm fishing. I said it was a double figure, and that was. So, as you can see, it's just I've been having to wait for bites a little bit, but this last couple of goes, been alright. So, if it's fishing hard, which I suspect it probably is, I've got to keep doing this, folks. So, come on. A few more carp, be nice as well. A few big skimmers. Don't like to be greedy though, folks. Some big massive perch. Nets, filmy nets with all sorts of stuff. I've even had a roach. I thought it were a rudd at first, but I think it's a bit of a roach rudd. Bit of an hybrid, only a little one, but it didn't have dart all over the place. Lively little buggers. Right, there we go. Well, I thought I'd hit a bream then. But it's decided to... I told you I was swapping between pellet, soft pellet and maggot. Well, I've been feeding corn at 13 metres, so I just put a small piece of corn on. I've had to wait a little bit longer for a bite, and when I hooked into it I actually thought, oh, it's a nice big slab, this. And it's just decided to do one. It's not bolted off, it's just kept going. There's no point bullying it in, is there, folks? Nice and steady, come on. Just doing what it wants. I can't force that. Just got to hope it comes in and I net him by surprise. And he goes, how the heck did you do that? Why am I in this net? That's if he stays on. Yeah, crazy. Everybody's crazy. Come on, the carp. Is he going to behave, or is he going to go mad when he sees Uncle Alan's, Uncle Mitey's net? I think it might be a decent size, this, because the smaller carp tend to dart all over this. When I hooked into it, it was just like clunk, 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 click on every trip. Remember that one? I think it might be a decent size, this. I hope it stays on. Andy Kinder's just says, keep doing what you're doing, Alan. Because I hope it's fishing hard everywhere, and I hope I get this in.
Go on, Al.
Go on, the carps.
Go on, Al.
He's as daft as us, Cot.
You're my hero.
I ain't got it in yet, and he's doing exactly what he wants. Don't get too angry. Come and give us a visit. Ah. And I'm having to be gentle like this. Like I said earlier, I've not got a heavy hook length line on, so I can't bully him in. And it feels like he's just sat there going, what's going off here? It's just like lolling round. I did feed, while you're on, I did feed a ball of ground bait. I wet it up, made it so it gets at bottom, about that size. A couple of soft pellets in, a couple of maggots, just short of where I'm fishing. And hopefully that'll bring the big skimmers back in as well. Seems to be making the carp curious. Oh, people on the net blowing. It's blowing a hoolie, folks. Is he going to come to the top? Get out of there. We don't want you in all them weeds. Look at that. It's just not. It's not bolted off or anything. It's that heavy. I've got a feeling he's a real. He's a hippo. Oh, don't go in there. Don't go in there. I can't do it with him, folks. And he's going into these weeds. Swung away. Let's get him to this side. Oh, there's reeds all down here. Some more snags. You've got to make excuses in case you lose it, folks. You know what I mean? You can't blame fishermen. Oh, thought I'd lost him then. It must have flicked round his fin. He's not wanting to come up. Can we coax him up gentle? Come on, son. Is he going to come up gently? Does it? Keep away from those weeds. Yeah. Deciding he wants to go a little bit. Oh, you can just imagine the music, can't you? Doo-dum. Doo-dum. Always wanted to go now. I haven't wanted to go like that for a bit. Doo-dum, dum, 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 dum. Come on, you mighty caps. Come and see Uncle Alan. Still not ready, folks. It's still not ready. It's definitely not foul hooked. Well, I'm not going to say definitely not. It doesn't feel foul hooked. It just feels like a big fish, I think. God, I don't like it when it's just solid like that. It's just like hanging. And he is in them bloody weeds. I'm going to have to keep him away from there. They're all around here, these bloody weeds. I can't tell whether he's stuck in them or not, and I don't know how far these bloody weeds go. I'm going to have to try and push him out. Get him out there. He's not wanting to come away. Oh, he is. He's just coming away now. Come on. No, you don't need to go back to those weeds. It's no good. There's no there for you. And he knows. He's I'm pushing him out into the lake. But it's just horrible. I'm going to have to take a... You're going to have a look. In fact, you can see some of it here. Oh, he's out now. I think this is a right beast. Unlike gear, that is. I'm sure if I got like 14 or 16 elastic on and 8-pound bottom, I'd be dragging him in a bit heavier, but I ain't. I've got a little 16 hook on. Excuse me. Excuse me, what? I just want to get him to this right-hand side and get him away from these weeds. He's trying to go back to them again. Right, folks, we'll get back to you, Dave. I'll let you know. Well, I won't. If I think I'm getting him in, I'll tell you. Oh, he's coming. Hold on. Here we go. Just need him to come to this side. Come on, act tired or something, son. Be tired. You think they get tired, wouldn't you, after all this cold? Didn't quite look. Always go into them bloody weeds again. Come on, son. You can tell who's boss here, can't you, with this? I'm guessing there's a big fish because he's not darting, he's like lolling. And he feels. Well, I'm hoping this is the bigger skimmers that's turned back up. Hey, another decent skimmer, lively as well. Now, did you see him turn his head and that hook's come out without me taking it? They turn their head. It's like they've got a self-unhooking system going off when you're bringing them in. Bloody skimmers. And I love them at all. Oh dear. You gotta laugh, folks, don't you? You've gotta laugh. So I think I'm up to £32-ish, I think. I'm happy with that. It's 1:30. We finish at 1:30. Well, it's not 1:30, it's nearly 1:30. We finish at 3:30, so we'll see. Let's hope and keep catching. I think I said my target was 60 or 70, I think I'd need. Will I get it, folks? Will I get it? We shall see. Let's see if it goes under while you're on. It's amazing how long the fish have stayed around with such small amounts of feed, which makes me rethink my skimmer fishing tactics. God, I remember fishing for skimmers, putting dozens and dozens of balls of ground bait in. It's hardly anything at all. This time of year, obviously. I don't think it's the biggest. I think it's a little skimmer. Oh, I don't know. He's trying a bit now, folks. He's trying. Oh yeah, it's bigger than I thought. Yes. And he's ready for spawning. He's got the spawning nodules on and everything. Look at that. Nice one. Oh, I'm just loving it today. Loving it. Just love these skimmers, they're brilliant. Breams, I know some of you say they're not skimmers, they're slabs. Well, yeah, whatever. Right, let's keep catching these belters. Oh, it's gone a little bit funny on the pole line, so I've refed it. And I'm going to give it half an hour. I've just set on the corn line. I've just put the traditional feeder on, open end feeder, a couple of maggots, and ground bait micros. Just had a lovely pull around there. I think it's a nice skimmer. There it is. Lovely. Nice. So I'm just trying to keep fish coming, rest that line. I'm also going to use this for like a short line down here, like a 5 metre line, 6 metre line. It's quite rubbly in front. Plenty of rubble, so I'm on that. And see if I can finish off with some nice skimmers at the end, unless I'm catching really well on the pole. So I think I've got about 36 pound-ish, something like that. We're just doing steady away. I don't have to win the match today, I've just got to beat the other non-qualifiers. So I don't have no idea how they're getting on. Apparently it's fishing quite hard. Andy seems to think I'm doing alright, so there we go. I might as well keep putting these skimmers in the net. Lovely, typical bream bite, that bump straight round, gorgeous. after 2.5 minutes. I had a roach first putting on it. Let's hope it keeps going round just while I'm resting this line here. That's the plan. I've got £24 to catch to get up to my 60. That was a nice typical bream bite, that, just as I was tightening up. Little half-ounce tip, beautiful. Yeah, it's better than being sat here not catching out, isn't it, folks? If somebody's on carp, you've no chance of beating them with these, but hopefully they're fishing for carp and not doing very well. Sounds terrible, that, doesn't it? Sounds terrible. I thought that was going to be bigger than that, where the bite went round, so they're feeding with confidence, that is for sure. Let's get back in and keep catching 1 or 2 fish. Well, the feeder line did the typical feeder thing and went funny, a lot quicker than the pole line. I've had a lovely £3 bream. First putting. This is my second putting, but a little bit of patience, had to wait quite a bit. I refed it with a little nugget of ground bait and micros and a few little soft pellets. And it was it was enough. I thought it'd be like a skimmer or something. When I hit into it, it felt very much like a skimmer. And again, I was ready for shipping in, and then it changed into a carp. Can't make my mind up how big this one is. I can't make my mind up whether it's a young buck or a beauty. It's not wanting to come in, I know that. I mean, if I didn't see elastic going out, I think that was stuck on bottom. That's just solid. Come on, the big hippos. Always makes me laugh when they call them hippos from downstairs. Good little saying though, I like it. Just makes me laugh. Because I'm daft, see. Bloody hell. Yeah, he's right out there, isn't he? He's not coming in, folks. I think I've got a plug on lake, I think. He's definitely on. Oh, do you know something? I've just noticed that a vibration on, I think that's foul hooked. That's bloody foul hooked. Thought it felt funny when I hooked into it. Yeah, that's got to be foul hooked because it's shaking like that, which tells me it's its tail. You don't need a foul hook fish, do you, when you haven't got right gear on? I'll get back to you shortly. Right. Oh, and the hook's just come out. It was hooked in the tail, I thought it was. Managed to get it, and I think I'll have some, I'll be able to show you on the other camera, but it's got to be a good £10 or so. Maybe more, maybe 12. think I might have to go get another keep net because there's got to be £35 in them, in that carp net. Right, over and out. And this is another skimmer stroke bream, I think. I'm hoping it's a good one. It is. Yes. Another 2 or 3 pounder. Yes. Nice. Nice one. One of the hooks come out. Aim in there. I can't complain at those, folks. Right, what we got left? Got 35 minutes left. I think it's 2:30, yeah, 3:30. So I think I've got about, but I'm crap at guessing. I'll put 3 down for him. I've got about £55. Is it going to be enough to get me through? Don't know, folks. I really don't know. Right, let's get back out there. I'll see if I can get another bite. Well, what's she watching? Yeah, why not? Why not? Wind's a bit of a pain. Any weather but wind. But you need a bit of a breeze on, especially when you're catching bream, to be honest with you. Always nice, it gives them a bit of confidence. That's just settling. Just as it settled, that went straight under. It's not as big as the last one, but we'll have him. It's a definite skimmer, this one. Yabba dabba doo. We like catching skimmers. And some people absolutely hate catching them. Little baby skimmer. Lovely jubbly. Let's get back in for some more, folks. So there we go. I'm going to keep going. We shall. How long we've got? Half an hour left. Shall I say see you at the wane, or do you want to see some more? Oh dear, somebody listen to me, they think, oh, crackers, because there's only me here and camera. Nobody here at all. And they just keep coming, folks. Another one. I think that has taken me over the 60, so I've hit my target. Let's hope it's enough, folks. I'm going to put 3 down for that. It'll take me to 61. It might only be 2.5. I don't know. I don't know, folks. I don't know. So let's just hope. And what I've started doing, and it seems to be bringing more bites. I'm putting about 5 or 6 soft pellets. I'm tapping them in from above as if I've catapulted them, and I'm getting some good responses pretty quick, so I'm happy with that. That's been working a treat. So there's 18 minutes to go. We'll see you guys at the weigh-in. you have it, folks, eh? So £57.13. I've got 60 on my clicker, I think. I wasn't right sure what them skimmers would weigh. I was guessing. I've probably overdone it with them, or maybe overdone it a bit on carp. But what was I? £3 now. It's not bad, is it? It's not bad. So I have actually come second in the match. £65 1 hour lake. And coming second in the match has qualified me for the final. So get in. So yeah, over the moon, job done, final, can't wait for the final. I think I came 4th in final last year. Let's see if we can go a bit better this time round. There's 3 more qualifiers. You've got to fish, you've got to pay for 10, so I think I've done 8 now, so I'd be a fool not to come for the next 3 weeks, keep in touch with what's happening on lakes, and hopefully be on song for the final. So, a few beer tokens as well. Can't complain at that, can we? Nice one. So today I set the skimmer lineup, which I told you about. Top 2 and 3. It was about 7 foot deep, 6.5, 7 foot deep. I liked that. It just dropped off. I fished on the shelf, and they were definitely on a shelf, because if I just went a few inches too far, the weight of my pellet pulled my float under. So it was a good indicator to get your float set and your line and your rig tight, perfect. Really enjoyed it. The skimmer line has been the best line by far. I ended up not bothering with the pellet line for the waggler. I did try the waggler, moving too much. There were fish out there, but I just couldn't keep it still enough. Searched around with the method, with the hybrid, nothing. So after an hour and a half, I thought, right, you need some fishing in it, Al. Down I went there and never looked back. I didn't stay on it all day. I just know what them skimmers are like. And pretty much any line that you're not really going to catch all day on the same line. If you do, you're on an absolute shed load. But I've caught most of my fish on that line. I had a little look with a traditional feeder at about 14 metres where I've been firing corn. I had a few nice ones off that. I've alternated baits, maggot, soft pellet and corn. And on the skimmer line, I've had 30 pounds of carp with 3 fish. So belting fish. One of them, albeit, I thought it felt funny when I hooked into it. I've foul hooked it. It's not very often you get foul hook fishing, especially on skimmer gear. But I managed to get it in. It would have ghosted about £10. And I've had about £28 of skimmers, roach, skimmers and perch. Would I have won the match if I had gone on that line from the off? We don't really know. £7 extra, £7 or £8 more. I'm pretty sure I could have done it. All ifs and buts, folks, because if I'd have not searched for method, you just never know. There could have been having it, and that tip could have been going around, and you can, if you're catching 5 and 8, £10 carp every chuck in, the way I fish today ain't going to compete with those kind of fish. But it's done the business today for Nosh. Through to the final, thoroughly enjoyed that day's fishing. Lots of bites to be had. In winter, well, it's going into spring, but it's been horrendous, the weather this week. So Hayfield has fished great for me, I suppose. There's been some 30s knocking about around the rest of Adams, because it's the big Adams and little Adams. So really chuffed. Can't wait for the final, folks. So first final of the year. Get in. Right, there we go, folks. Oh, I'm going to say dead simple match actually in the end, because it's just been one line I've mainly caught on, rested it now and again, then gone back on and caught. It's been great. I've absolutely loved it. Yes. So I hope you've enjoyed today's Carpa qualifier for Nosh. Don't think I'll be videoing any more here at Hayfield apart from the final. Maybe, I don't know, we'll see how I feel. See where I get drawn. If it's a good waggler day, that's quite good to watch. If I'm on a waggler peg, I might record one of those. So I hope you've enjoyed it, folks. Don't forget, it is absolutely free to subscribe to this channel. If you click the notification bell, you will get all our videos as we upload them. And a thumbs up would be very, very nice. So until next time, take care, folks. And don't forget, fish on.